Take 4. Okay, back in the shop. It's Monday, February 24th, I think. We're in the shop here at the school. I got the Project Bumble Jeep back in here. Just wanted to go over some things. Hopefully I got the automatic shut-off thing disabled now. For some reason it was shutting off after about 3.5 minutes. And you know me, I can't do anything in 3.5 minutes. So anyhow, the reason it's in here, so zone off-road, 3-inch lift, super happy. I feel like I've said this way too many times. This whole thing's like deja vu. This was a very complete kit for the price. I'm very happy with the price. I'm very happy with the results. Overall, I'm very happy. The kit could have included better shocks. And this was a full lift. It wasn't like a puck and add a spring in the back. This is new coils in the front, new leaf packs in the back, all the appropriate mounting hardware, and new shocks. The one thing, there's 3 things that didn't come with it that they should have mentioned, I feel, and they can do a better job in communication in the future, hopefully. But number 1 is the transfer case drop kit. I did an 1.5-inch drop. This gets your drive shaft angles into the transfer case much better, and I apologize if it feels like I'm talking too fast. I want to get as much in as I can before this thing shuts off again. So hopefully, anyhow, number 2 is the sway bar drop, which I did. It's either 1.5 or 2-inch on the sway bar, which gets your sway bar back to the point where it's doing a better job. I did not put the sway bar disconnects on this of any kind. They're going to stay disconnected. The reason I didn't was because I'm not seriously off-roading this thing. For me, it's a daily driver, number 1. I may use it as an overlander at some point, but I have no plans for doing any aggressive off-roading with this thing. It's my only transportation at this point, and I can't afford to break it just because I want to go out and have a good time. I enjoy driving it. I have a good time driving it. I like it. So anyhow, let's take a look at why. Oh, number 3 is the track bar. This has a factory track bar in it. It's solid on both ends. They're like a tie rod type end on it, but it's solid. So when I put the lift kit in, I had to, between the jack and a ratchet strap, had to drag the differential over that way to get the bolt to line up on the mount for the axle. When you're putting the front lift kit in, you don't have to disconnect it from the frame on the driver's side. You just disconnect it from the axle bracket on the passenger side. And I had to ratchet strap it over with the jack to get that bolt to go back in. So let's take a look. You can see right there, how much the tire's sticking out from the fender. And it's about the same angle there. It's sticking out quite a bit further on this side, significantly further. And let's see, I'm coming up on the mark where this thing shut off on me last time. Let's see if I can not shut it off this time. So we're going to go underneath and take a look. Try not to hit any buttons. I also moved the storage from internal to my 64 gig SD card that I have in this phone. So there is the axle mount for the track bar. That's your track bar right there. You can see it goes up and it mounts there. See if I can get the camera on it to the frame. So, and this is the track bar bracket. So you have a couple different options. When you're doing a lift kit, you can re-drill that bracket and move the hole over, which I'm not fond of because you can see how that bracket tapers there and you're losing a lot of material. Another option you have is they make a track bar drop bracket, and there's 2 different options on that. You can get one that bolts to this and just drops this down, or you can get one that is a full bracket, which you just unbolt from the frame. There's 2 bolts up there. You can see them by the top of the spring. And then there's 2 bolts that go from underneath here, see if I can get the camera on them. Yeah, right there. Try, if I shine a light on them, you can't see them. So those two bolts, so it's fairly simple. And I've been really blessed with this as far as bolt removal. I haven't had too much trouble getting the bolts out. And we're going to go close up, and I'm going to stand back up and get off the creeper. So, and the third option is an adjustable track bar, which is the option I'm going with. It's the most expensive option, and you can go from the sublime to the ridiculous as far as prices are concerned. I stopped at the local Advance looking for one. They didn't have anything but the factory ones, which are non-adjustable. And the guy, I'm talking to my buddy over there at Advanced Auto, and he said, "Did you try Mike down and Dirty?" I'm thinking, no, I didn't. Why didn't I? I mean, I got these cool bumpers. Turn them around. That bumper came from Down and Dirty. The back bumper on this came from Down and Dirty. These are their, what do they call, economy line or budget? These are budget build bumpers. I didn't build them, they did. The only thing I did was scuff them and paint them. And I used the Black & Decker. It was supposed to be black, but it didn't. It's more gray. Hammered finish paint in an aerosol can. They look good. I don't know how that back one got scratched. I'll have to touch that up. I have some of that paint to touch it up. And then, of course, the tow hooks or the anchors, clevises, whatever you want to call them, they came from Rhino USA, which is where I also got my tow strap, through Amazon affiliate link. And anyhow, so back to I digress. I do that all the time. I apologize. My mind wanders. Down and Dirty. So I jumped in a Jeep and drove down to to my buddies at Down and Dirty, and sure enough, they don't have one in stock. He was going to order me one, and he said he gave me two options. One was a Rancho, which was just the bar, and you use your, all your original mounting points. And then the other one, and here's the thing about that one. It is one end is adjustable. So you have to get everything centered up and then adjust your bar and then put it in. And it's a process to do that. So then the other option, which was actually cheaper, which blows me away. I'm going to turn around again and try not to shut anything off. Okay, which blows me away was I believe it's a Rough Country. I'll verify that when I do the install video on that. Excuse me, it's a Rough Country. It comes with a mounting bracket for the frame side, the left side, a new one, which is cool. So 4 bolts, and that comes out, and then 1 bolt on this end, 5 bolts, and my old one's out. Don't know yet if I'm going to be reusing my original hardware to put the new bracket on the frame, but the thing that appealed to me about this is I can put this on, and after it's on, adjust it. It has an adjuster sleeve on it, the same type of adjuster sleeve that I used when I recentered my steering wheel the other day. And let's see if I can do this again without shutting off the camera. So far, so good. Yeah, sorry about the blurry stuff. Okay, and that is right there. That's where you adjust, that's where you center your steering wheel. You just loosen up those 2 bolts. I'll get it right. You just loosen up those 2 bolts and turn that sleeve, and mine is well enough lubricated that I can turn that by hand. I don't need a wrench or anything like that. So this new track bar, which is going to go from there, it comes with a new bracket. So that bracket, that old rusty crusty bracket there, gets replaced, and then it'll mount over here in the factory mounting point, which is right. I'm not going to shine a light right on it because then you can't see it, but right there, that bolt. And then it has an adjuster sleeve in the middle. Did it again without turning it off. Getting better at this. Shoot, after 4 tries. So anyhow, excuse me. That will correct the problem. And they recommend when you do this, I talked to Mike down there at Down and Dirty. Shout out to Down and Dirty. They have great prices. The tires that are on the front of this, I had to replace because I popped one of my tread rights, and there's a video I did on that a while back. So I went to our local tire store where I used to get great deals. They had to order them in. They didn't have them in stock. And they're 10.5, 15 31s, 10.5 31s, 15s, I don't know, 10.5, 15, 10.5 31s. Whatever. So anyhow, it was 315. No, 3 with the taxing, mounting, and balancing, all that. It was like right around $330, give or take. That was a price of about a little over 150 per tire. My tread rights, I paid for all 4 of them. I paid just under $500, like $498 for all 4 of them, and I had one go bad. So that leaves me with one for a spare if I can find another rim. Anybody out there have one of these close by? If I decide to keep these, I may go with the Quadratec Steelies, the black ones with the same sort of hole pattern, and I think they'll look better on this than these alloy ones. But anyhow, if you have one of those for sale cheap, like, $25-30, give me a holler. If you're close by, I'm in the Hamburg, Pennsylvania area. Message me or leave a comment. So anyhow, Mike's prices on the same tire down there, different brand. I think they were, actually I believe they were Super Swampers was the brand. Does that make? I think so. Same tires, Mud Terrains, 10.5, 15 31s. They were like $115 a piece. That's cheaper than the tread rights were. And those are new tires. The tread rights are remanufactured, remolded tires. Not that there's anything wrong with that. They, for the most part, they make a good product. I'm just not happy at how much weight it takes to balance them. And, having one blow out with less, not blow out, but something broke in the tire, and it was like driving a pogo stick down the road because it happened in the back. Thank God it didn't happen in the front, because that thing would have been shaking the steering wheel out of my hand. But less than 100 miles on the tire. And I still haven't contacted them about it, so I'll probably just let it slide at this point. It's been too long. I put them on last October. So anyhow, yeah, big shout out to Mike. I got the Rough Country adjustable track bar coming for this. It'll be here tomorrow or Wednesday with tax and shipping and everything into him, $144, I think it was. Excellent price. Although best price I found on one on Amazon, and that was for one that you had to adjust before you installed it, was $133. So for the extra $11-12, I'm going with the one that comes with a new mounting bracket and the adjustable, so you can go through and do that. I'm going to stop this video here. Back onto the Bumble Jeep. Overall, happy with the progress so far. Next, after the track bar install and adjustment, I'm going to do going to try and set aside the time. I may start that. If I'm off this coming weekend, I may scuff those quarter panels today, so all I have to do is wipe them and tape them and paint them. Going to knock those out maybe between Saturday night, Sunday this coming weekend. And then we'll have those. And the only thing that'll be left that's black on here will be the jams and the doors. which, as I stated earlier, I'm taking the doors off, stripping them down, everything comes out of them. The whole shell is going to be painted inside and out on all 4 doors. Also, I'm going to repaint this fender, this headlight bezel, the cowl, and the hatch, at least on the outside. I don't know if I'll paint the inside, although knowing me, I will. I can't, I can't stand knowing that color is different than the rest of it. If I go to the trouble to repaint everything else, that's this yellow. I just can't stand the idea. It's driving me crazy already thinking about it, so I'll probably strip it all down and paint the inside too. That's just the way I am. So anyhow, that's it for today. Ooh, I kept it to 16 minutes. Like, subscribe, share, and God bless.